Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Torres Rivera, currently a PG-1 theory in internal medicine at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, affiliated with Florida State University. My research title is Composite Glucose and Albumin Biomarker Tool provides strong mortality risk assessment at presentation and throughout index COVID-19 hospitalization. Evidence demonstrates that low albumin decreases viral clearance, high blood glucose levels amplify viral replication. Prolonged hyperglycemia leads to glycated albumin, hindering its function for viral clearance. And in addition, hyperglycemia and hypoalbuminemia have been associated with hyperinflammation. This led to the question if we can use serum glucose and serum albumin as predictors of severity, illness, and mortality. We hypothesized that mortality risk cut points for the composite would exhibit an odds ratio at least included in 95% confidence interval of less frequently measured CRP. The study was retrospective observational. Data was extracted from electronic medical records on the IRB exception, and cut points were determined by the receiver operating curve with Jordan index. We included all adults admitted from March 2020 to July 2022 with a positive COVID-19 who had at least one CRP, one serum glucose, and one serum albumin measurement within 24 hours of admission. The mortality risk cut points for serum glucose more than 133, CRP higher than 9.2, and serum albumin less than 2.9. The hypothesis was sustained when odds ratio for composite tool showed to be superior to the odds ratio of CRP. Later on, by excluding the CRP criteria, we expanded the sample to distinguish patients who lived versus died. And now, bringing your attention to the middle graph in green, when looking at comorbidities, a difference in outcome was identified in the obesity, iron deficiency anemia, coagulopathy, and renal failure groups with a higher percentage in the non-survival category versus no difference in outcome in those with thyroid, lung, diabetes, and hypertension disease, noted in the orange graph. As we expanded the sample, new cut points for the composite were identified. Now, serum glucose higher than 128 and serum albumin less than 2.8. Comparing the intergroups, we looked at the frequency they met a positive composite and determined patients meeting the composite trigger more than 51% of the time had an increased risk of progression to severity and mortality. Now focusing to the graph on the right, of the 8% of patients that didn't survive, 63% of those patients were exposed to the composite 51% of their hospital visit. So in conclusion, composite tool predicts mortality with an odds ratio similar or better than the CRP odds ratio. So this study suggests the relevance of serial tracking of serum glucose and serum albumin as a simple and widely available tool of predicting COVID-19 progression to severity. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.